All right, hello folks. It looks like we are live. Let me take a look at my audio, make sure y'all can hear me. Welcome, welcome, welcome to KUHS News, the show where we keep you informed on all things Colorado, live from KUHS Denver. So, I hope everybody had a good weekend. I know it's Wednesday. Monday show is coming soon, I promise, okay? We're getting there. I just want to say hello before we get into the show. Welcome, welcome back. I hope everybody had a good weekend with everything going on in the world. I know it's really hard to say, go enjoy your weekend when it seems like everything's falling apart. But at the end of the day, you only have control over you, right? You have control over what you're doing, what you can feel, and I guess what you can do, right? So, with that being said, let's take a moment, ground, because I'm just here to tell you what our politicians are up to here in Denver, what counties are up to, and kind of what's going on. This is going to be a nice show, folks, all right? So today is March 4th. I'm your host, Luis Bustos. Feel free to reach out to us through TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, and of course, give us a follow to stay in the loop on all Denver news and beyond. We talk about all of Colorado. I have a lot of love for Elbert County too, so follow over from Elbert County. This show is brought to you by 88 Concrete, concrete done right. A little bit more about them here in just a few minutes, okay? So I want to tell you what our senators are up to. So Colorado senators introduced bill to restore free IRS tax filing program. Senators Michael Bennet and John Hickenlooper have joined more than 150 lawmakers to introduce new legislation that would restore a free online tax filing program for Americans. The bill, called the Direct File Act, would bring back a program created by the Internal Revenue Service that allowed taxpayers to file their federal tax returns online for free, directly with the government. Lawmakers say the program was popular when it launched in 2024, with 94% of users reporting a positive experience. Supporters say the program could save American families billions of dollars each year in tax preparation fees and hours spent filing. The program was later canceled by the Trump administration after tax preparation companies lobbied against it. The proposed legislation would require the IRS to re-establish a free online tax filing system and make it permanent. Senators Bennett and Hickenlooper say the goal is to give Coloradans and taxpayers nationwide a faster, easier, and lower cost way to file their taxes. The bill has gained support from more than 100 labor unions, advocacy groups, and national organizations. The legislation will now move through Congress for consideration. And this is coming directly from the offices of Michael Bennet and John Hickenlooper, our senators. So, and on the topic of Hickenlooper backs Iran war powers resolution ahead of Senate vote. Senator John Hickenlooper says he will vote yes on a bipartisan war powers resolution that would require congressional approval for any expanded U.S. military action against Iran. The measure would reassert Congress's role under the War Powers Resolution, which states that Congress, not the President, has the authority to declare war. In a statement, Hickenlooper said there has been no clear goal, strategy, or endgame from the Trump administration regarding the current conflict. He also said the war has already resulted in the loss of service members and civilian lives, and warred against what he called another, forever war in the Middle East. The Senate is expected to vote on the Iran War Powers Resolution this week as lawmakers debate whether President Donald Trump should be required to seek congressional approval before continuing military action against Iran. Hickenlooper has previously supported similar war powers resolutions, including measures related to Iran and Venezuela, that would limit military action without authorization from Congress. This is an interesting story, folks, so we're going to keep an eye on it. But I guess let me move on to the next one. We have a lot to cover today, so don't mind me if I'm moving kind of fast. It's because I'm trying to keep you informed, okay? Bill to strengthen rights for crime survivors advances in Colorado Senate. A bill aimed at improving Colorado has passed its first legislative hurdle. Improving crime support for crime survivors in Colorado. So the measure Senate Bill 26095 was unanimously approved by the Colorado Senate Judiciary Committee. The bill is sponsored by State Senator Mike Wiseman, who says current state law creates barriers for survivors seeking care, information, and justice. The legislation would update Colorado law in several ways. It would require that crime victims are informed about how to access results from forensic testing and other records related to their cases. The bill would also help protect survivors from retaliatory lawsuits by allowing certain claims based on statements made during investigations or court proceedings to be dismissed. Additional provisions would limit some forced arbitration agreements and sexual misconduct disputes, expand trauma-informed training for law enforcement, and allow some survivors to testify remotely in court. Supporters say the goal is to improve transparency and create a more trauma-informed approach both in courts and law enforcement response. Senate Bill 26095 will now move to the full Colorado Senate for further consideration. This is a very interesting bill to keep an eye on, and I think what's most interesting about this bill is basically they're going to work with police to make better informed decisions out in the field. And I know that cops have to make really split-second decisions, but this could help a lot of people. So let me move on to our next story, okay? So Adrian Benavides, sworn in as new Colorado State Senator. A new member has joined the Colorado Senate. State lawmakers are welcoming Adriana Benavides, who has officially sworn in to represent Senate District 21, which include parts of Adams and Arapahoe counties. Benavides was sworn in by Lino S. Lipinski de Orlov and was welcomed by Senate President James Coleman and Senate Majority Leader Robert Rodriguez. In a statement, um, I'm so sorry, folks. Benavides said she is honored to represent the district and plans to focus on supporting small businesses, protecting immigrant communities, and expanding opportunities for Colorado workers. Before joining the Senate, she served in the Colorado House of Representatives, representing House District 32. She also previously worked as an attorney and held leadership roles at the Denver Department of General Services and the Colorado Division of Finance and Procurement. Senate leaders say they expect her to play a key role as lawmakers continue to work on legislation agenda this session. Colorado Senate passes a bill to expand housing support for first responders. So this other bill is super cool, and let me tell you about this one though. So the Colorado Senate has approved bipartisan legislation aimed at helping first responders afford housing in the communities they serve. The bill, Senate Bill 2605, is sponsored by State Senator Kyle Malika and co-sponsored by Barbara Kirkmeyer. The measure would expand eligibility for mortgage loans throughout Colorado Housing and Finance Authority, also known as CHFA. Under the bill, more first responders, including police officers, firefighters, EMTs, correctional officers, and 911 operators could qualify for low or moderate income home loan programs. Supporters say the goal is to help first responders live in the same communities they protect. The program provides fixed rate mortgage loans along with homeowner education and down payment assistance for eligible buyers. The bill also sets an income cap at 110% of existing CHFA program limits. Senate Bill 26053 will now move to the Colorado House of Representation for further consideration. And we got two more quick stories right before we get to the break. So let's move on to Mr. Polis and see what Senator Polis is doing. Polis raises concerns about federal plan for Colorado river management. Jared Polis and state water officials are raising concerns about a federal plan that would shape how water is managed on the Colorado River after 2026. Colorado submitted comments on a draft environmental impact statement from the Bureau of Reclamation, which outlines possible future operations for Lake Powell and Lake Mead. State leaders say the current option in the draft do not provide a workable long-term solution for the millions of people, farmers, and communities that rely on the river. In a statement, Polis said that the Colorado River is a life source for the state and that agreement must address years of drought and declining water levels. Colorado officials also argue that federal plan fails to require enough water cuts in lower basin states and rely on water supplies that may not exist. The state is urging a management plan that better reflects the reality of the shrinking river and shares responsibility across all states that depend on it. The final federal environmental impact statement is expected to be released after additional review and negotiations among Colorado River Basin states. So this is a really interesting story because let's talk about the fires that have been happening on for a winter basically. It's the middle of winter, arguably, right? I guess March, right? But we're getting a lot of fires, folks. Our water levels are low. Colorado's going through, arguably, I don't know if it's an official drought, but we are struggling. So I'm glad we're addressing this in a more realistic way instead of just assuming and pretending like it's not happening. Oh no, so it's almost time for our break, but let me get you this one more story. So Highway 86 designed as new plans to Pines Scenic Corridor. A stretch highway in Elbert County is now officially recognized as a scenic corridor. The Colorado Senate unanimously passed House Joint Resolution 26-1018, designating Colorado State Highway 86 as a new Plains to Pines Scenic Corridor. The designation celebrates the route's views across Elbert County, which transitions from open plains into the forested foothills. The measure follows unanimous approval by the Colorado House of Representatives in February. Local leaders credit several lawmakers for supporting the effort, including State Senator Rod Pelton and State Representatives Chris Richardson and Andrew Busnecker. Community support also came from the town of Kiowa and the town of Elizabeth. Local officials say the new designation is the result of decades-long effort to recognize the corridor's natural beauty and unique landscape. So, but with that being said, I'm going to take a few minutes and we're going to go on a break, and we'll be right back with the rest of the show.
Yeah. And so, what was I going to tell you? So there's another court case for you? You don't need to tell you something like that.
So you know it's huge news. You understand it. Denver Today, Wednesdays and Fridays at noon. Hosted by Luis Bustos. Your city, your stories. On KUHS.
left behind. Denver Today brings you the top headlines from around the city and explains why they matter. Hosted by Luis Bustos, Wednesday and Friday at noon. Real news, real Denver on KUHSdenver.com.
From City Hall to your neighborhood streets, Denver Today keeps you informed on what's happening around the city. We break down the top headlines, explain why they matter, and connect the dots so you don't just hear the news, you understand it. Denver Today, Wednesdays and Fridays at noon. Hosted by Luis Bustos. Your city, your stories. On Denver.com.
Yeah, just because, oh man, I wanted to tell you about Margaret Luther. Outstanding woman.
All right, folks, we are back.
Alright.
Hello and welcome back to Denver Today, the show where I keep you in the loop on all things Denver and beyond. Before we get back to the show though, I want to share with you that this episode is brought to you by ADA Concrete. When it comes to concrete, you don't get a second chance. That's why homeowners and businesses across Colorado trust ADA Concrete for their quality work that lasts. From driveways to garage floors and sidewalks to commercial foundations, concrete slabs, asphalt, and snow removal, their team delivers reliable results with professional craftsmanship. No shortcuts, no rush jobs, just solid work built to handle Colorado's weather. Call ADA Concrete today for your next project. And so that number is 720-987-8206, 720-987-8206. ADA Concrete, serving all of Colorado. Thank you to our sponsor, ADA Concrete. They do wonderful work. I actually saw some of their work recently. It's really cool. But let me get back into the show. We have a lot left to cover, and only just a few minutes left. So, Denver City Council adopts new Southwest Area Plan. The Denver City Council has approved a new long-term development plan for several Southwest Denver neighborhoods. The Southwest Area Plan was adopted during a City Council meeting Monday after a public hearing. A plan was developed by the Denver Community Planning and Development Department following a public engagement process that started in 2024. The 20-year plan focuses on neighborhoods including Athmar Park, Marlee, Overland, Ruby Hill, and Westwood. City leaders say the plan sets policy guidance for future decisions on housing, jobs, infrastructure, and community spaces. Key goals include supporting cultural hubs, improving safe public spaces, preserving industrial job areas, expanding housing options, and upgrading streets and sidewalks. The plan also emphasizes protecting natural resources and strengthening connections to the South Platte River. City officials say the plan will help guide development and investment in Southwest Denver through the year 2045. 2045 is not as far away as it sounds. I know that's crazy to think about, right? So, this is actually like a story for the youth and the parents if you got a kiddo. So, the Denver youth can earn $250 bonus through the summer job program. The City and County of Denver is now accepting applications for the Mayor's Youth Works Initiative, a program that offers a $250 bonus to eligible young people who complete summer work hours. The program is open to youth ages 14 to 21 who completed 100 hours of work between March 1st and August 14th. Denver Mayor Mike Johnston says the initiative is designed to help young people gain job experience while building skills like teamwork and problem solving. Last year, the city connected more than 4,000 young people with jobs through its youth employment programs, and more than 1,500 participants earned that retention bonus. Applications for the program will remain open until July 6th. The city is also hosting a series of in-person and virtual job fairs to connect young people with employment across Denver. Officials say the program is part of the city's effort to expand out-of-school programs and employment opportunities for young people. This is a super cool initiative, folks. So get involved. And if you're already working a summer job, boom, that's an extra $250 bonus for school supplies right before you go back. Go investigate. This is an awesome program. So, with that being said about job development, our next story might interest you too. So, Denver is hosting a workshop for new and aspiring business owners. The City and County of Denver is hosting a free workshop to help people learn the basics of starting a business. The 1-hour session called The Nuts and Bolts of Starting a Business will be held at Zing Credit Union. The workshop is organized by Denver's business development team and will cover local regulatory requirements, business resources, and steps to prepare for business ownership. Attendees will also have the opportunity to ask questions and learn about free one-on-one business advisory sessions offered by the city. Upcoming workshop dates include March 4th, April 15th, May 6th, August 19th, and September 16th, all from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Officials say the program is designed to connect entrepreneurs with information and support they need to launch and grow their business in Denver. For more information or to schedule a business advisory session, call 720-913-1521. So this is a cool program too, especially for young people that are kind of trying to figure out their life. And I know that when you're younger, it's kind of harder to get hired for the kind of jobs you want to be doing. So start a small business. go build that experience yourself, right? There's plenty of resources and programs in the city to get you off the ground. So, but with that being said, we have a few minutes. I want to talk about the fun stuff that's happening in Denver. Okay, so downtown Denver's food tour offers a taste of the city's top restaurants. Food lovers can explore some of the city's most popular dining spots during the downtown Denver walking food tour this month. The tour runs daily from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. through mid-March, starting at Marco's Coal-Fired Pizzeria. Participants will walk through downtowns while tasting dishes from several local restaurants, including authentic Neapolitan pizza, Colorado green chili, empanadas, and dessert created by James Beard Award-winning chefs. So, along the way, guides will also share stories about Denver's history, architecture, and landmarks, which is awesome. We love it. The tour includes stops near destinations like Union Station and the Dairy Block. Tickets range from $63 to $110 with an optional upgrade that includes alcoholic drink pairings. This seems fun. I know it's a little pricey, 60 to 110 bucks per person. However, this is an experience, folks. It's not just going out to eat. You're getting a tour. You're getting to try all this food, and you're basically like maturing as a critic. I guess if that makes sense, right? You're kind of giving the best of the best. So this is a really cool event. And I'm a huge fan of murder mysteries, so that's why I wanted to tell you about this up and coming one too. So, Murder Mystery Dinner Show is coming to Westminster. An interactive dinner theater experience is coming to the Old Spaghetti Factory this month. The Murder Mystery Co. will host a live murder and mystery show Friday, March 6th from 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. During the event, guests can take on the role of detectives or suspects while working to solve a fictional crime, all while enjoying a 3-course dinner. Organizers say each show features a different storyline with themes ranging from 1920s gangster mysteries to Hollywood-style dramas. Additional shows are scheduled through the spring, including dates in March, April, and May. Tickets are priced at about $69 each, with a discount available for those who call the box office directly. So check that out. That seems super, super fun, folks. So, let's talk about the Mile High Beer Festival. I was thinking about covering this weekend. Let me know if you folks are interested in it. If you'll be there, I would love to talk to some people, because Colorado has a huge beer culture, and we should get to the bottom of it. We should investigate. So, Mile High Beer Festival returns to Denver this weekend. Craft beer fans will have a chance to sample dozens of local breweries during the Mile High Beer Festival this weekend in Denver. The event will take place Saturday, March 17th from 12:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Denargo Market, located at 3375 Denargo Street. Organizers say the festival will feature more than 400 breweries, cideries, and distilleries offering over 100 different beverages to sample. Attendees can also enjoy live music, food, and open community spaces while connecting with other craft beer enthusiasts. Event organizers say the festival is designed for both longtime craft beer fans and people looking to experience Denver's local brewing scene. That is super fun. I went 2 years ago, I want to say. I'm not a big beer guy, but I'm a big event guy. I love to be at places where there's a ton of people and stuff happening. And it is really fun, folks. There was, I guess let me tell you a little bit about our experience. So you pull up, first off, parking is crazy, so get there early, right? Because the whole city wants to be there. And there's just like this closed off section of downtown where there's like a ton of vendors and booths. And the thing that I remember the most distinctly about going is, and it was I distinctly because it was a while ago, not because I was crazy there, right? They had a keg bowling lane set up which was like they would stack all of these kegs, and then you would have another one in a little wagon, and you'd push it, and your goal is to knock them all over for a free beer or whatever it was. Anyway, it's just super fun, total fun, grown up debauchery, right? Like go have a beer in the middle of the day in the Colorado sun. It's a really nice time. It's a really, really nice time. So, I want to talk about, I guess I'm going to fan out for just a minute. Cardi B is bringing Little Miss Drama Tour to Denver. Grammy-winning rapper Cardi B is coming to Denver next week as part of her New World Tour. The hip-hop star is scheduled to perform Monday, March 9th at 7:30 p.m. at the Ball Arena. Still known to many locals as the Pepsi Center. I'm sorry, I have to remember. The show is part of the Cardi B's Little Miss Drama Tour, her first major tour in 6 years. The tour supports her upcoming second studio album, Am I the Drama? The global tour includes 57 concerts across 5 continents, and Denver is one of the U.S. stops. Tickets for the show have been listed starting at around $225, with sales available through major ticketing platforms. Thank you for joining us on KUHS News. But before we're not done yet. We're not done. Roll it back. I want to talk about Cardi B. I need to find a way to bring her to the station. Folks, help me. We will collaborate and we will make this happen. Cardi, this message is for you. We are not crazy fancy. We're up and coming. But I know you can recognize a hustler when you see one, and we have cheese and crackers and wine. And it's not, I know you're Miss Bougie, I know you're used to all this super fine stuff, but the wine is good, it'll work. And we got cheese, crackers, come by the station, and just come say hey, because we love you at KUHS, and if you folks have the money, I know it's a little pricey, but It's going to be a fun show. From the clips I've seen, I just rooting for all of you, and just know that I'm rooting for every single person in the city to make it happen this week. There's a lot going on, but I'll be here to keep you informed, okay? With that being said, thank you for joining us on KUHS News. I will see you on Friday.